Hello everyone. Today we are going to start our third unit, Relational Database Management Systems Basic. In turn, appreciate the concept of database management system, create and edit tables using Wizard and SQL commands, perform operations on table, retrieve data using query, and create forms and report using Wizard. Let's start with our session 1, appreciate the concept of database management system. A database is an organized collection of data. You can visualize it as a container of information. The data is typically organized to model relevant aspects of reality. For example, the availability of rooms in hotels, in a way that supports process requiring this information. For example, finding a hotel with vacancies. Suppose if you own a stationery shop, you need to keep detailed record of the materials available in your shop. You also need to store information about pricing, stock levels for reordering, old stocks, etc. While in the manual system, you will maintain several files with different bits of information. In the computerized system, you will use database programs such as Microsoft Access, OpenOffice, or Base, and MySQL to organize the data as per your business need. The database concept has evolved since the 1960s to ease increasing difficulties in designing, building, and maintaining complex information systems, typically with the many concurrent end users and with a large amount of diverse data. In this lesson, you will learn database concept and to work with the database management system, DBMS. Now, what is database management system? A database management system is a software package with the computer programs that controls the creation, maintenance, and the use of database. It allows organization to conveniently develop database for various applications. A database is an integrated collection of data records, files, and other objects. A DBMS allows different user application program to concurrently access the same database. Well-known DBMS include Oracle, IBM DB2, Microsoft SQL Server, Microsoft Access, PostgreSQL, MySQL, FoxPro, and SQLite. Data can be organized into two types. First one, flat file. In this, data is stored in single table, usually suitable for less amount of data. If you have less amount of data, we can organize in flat file. And the another one is relational. In this, data is stored in multiple tables and the tables are linked using common field. Relational is suitable for medium to large amount of data. Database servers. Now, database servers are dedicated computers that hold the actual database and run only the DBMS and related software. Typically, databases available on the database server are accessed through command line and graphic user interface tools referred to as a front end. Database servers are referred to as back ends. Such type of data access is referred to as a client server model. Database servers are the computer which all are holding your database and only running the DBMS and related software. Let's learn about the Relational Database Management System, RDBMS. A relational database management system is a database management system that is based on relational model as introduced by E.F. Code of IBM's San Jose Research Laboratory. Most popular database currently in use are based on the relational database models. The relational model for database management is the database model based on first order predicate logic, first formulated and proposed in 1968 by Edgar F. Code. In the relational model of database, all data is represented in the terms of tuples grouped into relations. A database organized in terms of relational model in the relational database. The purpose of relational model is to provide a declarative method for specifying data and queries. Users directly state what information the database contains and what information they want from it, and let the database system softwares take care of describing data structures for sorting the data and retrieval procedures for answering the queries. This is what is the database exactly, what information we are saving, how we are keeping, and let's learn about the database concept, how this database is working. Database concepts. Database contains objects that are used for sorting and managing information. To understand a database in very simple language, let's look at a simple example of your address book. What do you store in an address book? You may have people's name, people's address, people's phone number, and maybe even people's birth dates. There is a common element here, people. In this example, each person is considered an atom. So an atom is what the database is storing information about. When you were recording information in your address book, what did you ask people? What is your address? What is your phone number, etc. Each question that we ask about our atom is a field. Now, say you make new friends and want to add their information to your address book. You will ask questions, get the answers, and create a new record. So a record is a set of information that is made up of fields stored in your database about one of the items. A value is an actual text or a numerical amount or a date that you put in while adding the information to your database. When you put all the information together in a grid like you do in spreadsheet, a collection of similar record creates a table. See one example how the database, what is the database concept is that. If you are making address book, you need a person name, person address, their phone number, even their birthdays. So all this what we need a particular about a people, a person, their information. So that will be considered as atom, that is our atom. In that items, when you are keeping the records for sorting or maintaining the information, you will ask the question, what is your name, what is the address, what is the name, person name, what is the phone number. that all we call as a field. Different fields will be there. Their person, address, their phone number, all will be considered as a field. Now when you are making new friends and you want to add their information in your database, in your address book, if you want to add their information, you will ask the questions to that new person and you will create a new record for keeping there in your address book. So that will be considered as record, which will be made up of your fields. Now in this, all this you are going to write about the values. That can be your text. When you're writing a name, that can be your text. When you're writing date, that can be numerical amount or date, which you put in while adding your information in your database. All together, all information when you're considering together, which you are making in like a spreadsheet, when we are writing in a grid, in a table form, that we creates a table, database table. A database can have one or many tables. An address book example is very simple one. In real life, there are many more details involved. A big company will have in its database one table for its product, one table for its supplier, one table for its customer details, one table for orders received, and maybe many or others. Each table in the database consists information about one type of atom. So a database is basically a container that holds tables and other objects to manage how they can be used. In a container, all the objects will be there, all the tables will be there, and managing how they can be used. It is a database. Another very important thing to remember is that when we put in information, we may have a people with the same name. There can be more than one Charu Arora or same address, member of family. But when we creating a database, an important feature is record uniqueness in every table. It is important to able to distinguish between different atoms having duplicate value. Maybe some people will have same name, some people will have same addresses if they are in one family. All this same information will have create the problem. So for making our record uniqueness, it is important to distinguish between the different atom having duplicate values. So how we can do that? Uniqueness helps to avoid accidental duplication of records caused by user or a computer error. This can be achieved by using some number of value that uniquely identifies a record. If such a unique value does not exist in your fields as a database, designers, you can create a special additional field in the table where unique numbers or values can be assigned for each new entry. Therefore, every table has a key field which ensure that there is 100% unique values throughout the database. Every database table should have one or more field designed as a key. You can assign a unique value to this key to differentiating records for that may have similar names or addresses. Look at the following example of students database. This is the normal database when you are having the name, Ram, standard and section. Here Ravi is having two Ravis are in this standard which are having same section and same standard. In this table, it will be extremely difficult to differentiate between student records as they have names and that are similar. To differentiate, you differentiate, you can add additional field, that is roll number, that will be unique for each record. The showing example below, you can see, because of this roll number you can identify the students differently. You had used the example of address book in your previous section. An address book uses only one table, but look at a different situation. If you are dealer selling a single type of atom and want to record details of your sales in the past month, and also want to details to client who purchased atom, it can be name, address, phone, data purchase, number of atoms bought, etc. What will you do? So you will create a table sales with details: order ID, customer name, customer address, phone number, sale date, and atoms bought. Do you see the problem here? Every time you sell an atom to Sheila Arora or a Weber or any other customer, you need a store the details again. So what is the solution? Create one table for client details and another for sales details. Since each record has to be unique, you can insert a client ID field to uniquely identify each client in the client table, and in the sales table you will give a point to reference which points to particular record of in the client table. In this example here, the field client ID occurs once in a client table, but since one client can place many orders, it occurs number of times in the sales table. Since we cannot have an order without a customer, we call client the parent and the sales the child table. Related tables like this share a common field. You can store the data about people once but refer to those people many times in the database. This unique field is called the primary key, PK. A primary key is a unique value that identifies a row in the table. In our example, client ID is a primary key in the client table. Primary keys are also indexed in the database, making it faster for the database to search for a record. When primary key constraint is applied on one or more columns, then it's shown as a composite primary key. The refer field client ID, which occurs in the sales table, is called the foreign key, FK. Hence, the foreign key identifies the column or a set of columns in a referencing table that refers to the column or the set of column in another table. The one side of the relation is always the parent and provides the PK attributes to be copied. The many sides of the relation is always the child, into which the FK foreign key attributes are copied. Memorize it. One parent PK, many child FK. Maybe now you will feel very confusion with this, but once you are doing this practicing database while doing the practical work, that time you will understand what is primary key, what is foreign key, how the database is working, what are the fields, what are the records, what are the values. Once you do the practical, you will understand and you will have the clear image of database. In this example, here the problem was there, if Sheila Arora is ordering more, and if you want to have the details of the client, what are the name and their address, from one table you won't get. So instead of doing this, we can make the two tables, client table and sales table. So in this client table, you can have the client ID. So the unique ID for uniqueness. This will be considered as a primary key. And one client, when you are connecting two tables, and if you are giving sales table, so that primary key will be considered as a client ID here, and in the sales table there will be unique IDness for order ID will be there, so that will be considered as a primary key. Both will be considered as a primary key. Another point to remember is that the end users may never have the direct access to the database. They can only see what you permitted them to, and they can select only from the options you given them, you gave them. So in this you can understand, when the client one client is there which is ordering 3, so what are their orders ID. Activity for this session is analyze the database requirements for a retail shop. Record the business requirements and documents. You can use this information for creating a database to suit this business requirement. What requirements you need for a retail shop, you can find out the data information. Analyze database requirement for your school. Visit the different departments such as library, student admission center to gather requirements. Document the business requirement. You can use this information for creating a table, database to suit this requirement. Do this assessment in your computer notebook and submit by next week. Fill in the blanks. And short answer questions. What is the DBMS stands for? What is the RDBMS stands for? How the data organized in RDBMS? State relationship and difference between primary and foreign key. Here this should be foreign key. This client ID which is in client table as a primary key, when they are referring in the sales table, that will call as a foreign key for that table. In your textbooks also you can just correct this mistake. Okay, then we will stop here. Session 2 we will continue in next video. So by that time practice by that time do this assessment and complete your understand the database. What is the database concept, how the database is working. Next week we will learn about the create and edit tables using the wizard and SQL commands. Thank you. Bye bye.